You want to know the one crucial truth that every judge misses about narcissistic abuse and how to get them to see it so that you can win? I'm going to tell you in this video. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here because today we are diving into a topic that everybody wants to know about, and that is how to get a judge to hear you. What is that one crucial truth that every judge misses, and how do you get them to see it so that you can win? If you're new here, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am a globally recognized attorney, high conflict negotiations expert, and I'm also the author of the best-selling book, Slay the Bully, How to Negotiate with a Narcissist and Win. And I'd love for you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss out on tips and strategies on dealing with high conflict personalities and getting your power back so that you can win and also live your life free, breathe clean new air, and actually do the things that you want to be able to do, right? We're diving in today to a critical topic that can really make all the difference for you between having life, having power, having your money back, having your freedom back, and really could change the outcome of your entire case for yourself, for your children, for your business, for your money, for everything. So what do judges really miss when it comes to understanding narcissistic abuse, and how can you help them see the truth? First, let's talk about what narcissistic abuse really is. Narcissistic abuse it's not a one-time thing, right? I mean, it's not just, let me just snap my fingers. It's one thing. I'm in, I'm out. It's an emotional form of abuse. It's ongoing psychological abuse. It's manipulation that's carried out by somebody with narcissistic traits or narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. And this type of abuse can be incredibly subtle, and it involves tactics like gaslighting, or it can be more overt, verbal attacks, intimidation. And what makes narcissistic abuse so insidious is the way that it's carried out. It's very carefully crafted. In public, they are amazing. Everybody loves them. And of course, they're victims who've been subjected to ongoing psychological torture may appear anxious, may appear emotional, maybe even irrational. And this stark contrast can lead judges to sometimes siding with the abuser simply because they don't understand the underlying manipulation that's been going on. They don't understand what's been happening below the surface. And it happens very often in divorce. I did high net worth divorce litigation for many, many years before I started doing this full time, advocating for you on behalf of you. In custody situations, it can be extremely volatile and emotional because you're advocating on behalf of your children. And that narcissistic parent can seem like the perfect, composed caregiver, while their ex-spouse or soon-to-be ex-spouse can appear frazzled and distressed. And the judge can sometimes be swayed by that narcissist's calm demeanor, not realizing that this is a very well-practiced act, especially by somebody who has no empathy. Their brain is just shut down to all of the feeling side of things. Behind closed doors, this same parent is probably very manipulative, probably very emotionally abusive, causing significant harm, not just to the spouse or ex-spouse, but also to the children. In this divorce case, or maybe it's a paternity action or whatever it is, that abusive spouse can be sending very carefully selected emails or text messages to paint themselves as the victim of the irrational behavior. And the judges need to be aware of these manipulative types of tactics and look below the surface to understand the full context. So, what are the signs that the judges should be looking for? Narcissistic abuse can often involve patterns of behavior designed to control and undermine the victim. So, they can include things like gaslighting, making the victim doubt their reality, doubt their senses, doubt what's happening in front of their face, triangulation, creating conflicts between people to maintain control, smear campaigns, spreading false information to discredit the victim, love bombing, overwhelming this person with attention and affection to gain control. So, going back to their greatest hits, how they started the whole situation in the first place, devaluation, systematically breaking down the victim's self-esteem through criticism and insults. These behaviors are all about maintaining power, maintaining control over the victim, and it makes the victim appear unstable and unreliable, especially in a courtroom setting. So, if you have a narcissistic spouse who accuses, or partner, whatever it is, who accuses the other partner of being mentally unstable, they don't present what happened on their side. They only present what happened when the other side was triggered. They present the text or the email that provoked after they baited. They want to support their claim. Judges need to be aware of this pattern of manipulation, this pattern of abuse that happens behind these accusations. If it's a triangulation situation, what's happening is they're pitting people against each other. It could be family members, it could be friends, even legal professionals against each other. And this can lead to contradictory testimonies and a web of confusion, which is exactly what the narcissist is trying to create. So when you understand these tactics, it makes it easier for the judge to see the bigger picture of what's happening. The impact on the victim of this narcissistic abuse is huge. It's huge. What happens is brain fog, mental fog, cognitive dissonance, and it's profound and it's extremely misunderstood. They have anxiety, they have depression, they have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, a host of other issues is going on with them. It could be even leading to autoimmune issues in them. And in court, they can appear nervous and anxious, fearful, even erratic. And unfortunately, these trauma responses can be misinterpreted as seeming like they're unreliable or even unstable at times. And judges need to be aware of that these behaviors can sometimes be a result of prolonged psychological abuse. The calm, composed demeanor on the other side of the abuser is a facade, carefully maintained, carefully practiced, because they've been doing this for a long time, to hide what their true nature is. Understanding this can help prevent judges from being swayed by appearances and help them make more informed decisions. This is especially important in domestic violence cases. If a victim tries to struggle to recount what happened and their experiences coherently because they've been enduring trauma for a long time, it doesn't mean necessarily that they're unreliable. It just means that they've been deeply affected by abuse. Maybe the judges need to create an environment where the victims feel safe, where they feel supported, so that they can share their experiences without fear of being dismissed or fear of being manipulated. Victims of narcissistic abuse often struggle with self-esteem. They struggle with confidence, which makes it difficult for them to advocate for themselves effectively. And that's why it's so important for judges to be trained to recognize the signs of trauma and understand the full context of the victim's behavior. Understanding all of that, what's the one truth that judges often miss? It's that narcissistic abuse is fundamentally about control through psychological manipulation, not just isolated incidents of bad behavior. And it's a real thing. And judges are often trained to look for physical evidence or clear signs of abuse like bruises, threatening messages, financial records of somebody taking money, moving money. But narcissistic abuse leaves scars that are often invisible. It's the systematic erosion of a person's identity, it's their reality, it's their self-worth and autonomy. And this kind of abuse is so insidious because it's often hidden behind a veneer of normalcy and charm. And this truth is vital because it shifts the focus from looking for single incidents to understanding a broader pattern of control and manipulation. And if judges can start to grasp this, they can start to see through the judge's facade and start to recognize the true nature of abuse. So how do you win your case? I've been saying this for years, how this is how I train people in my SLAY program. This is how I train my coaches to coach, right? In my SLAY Coach Academy. So this is what I'm going to teach you too. The crucial thing that you have to do, you have to take this crucial truth and use it to win your case. The answer is through meticulous documentation and presenting the facts in the language that the judge understands, using the statutes, using the law, using the legal standards that apply to your situation. So let's say you're dealing with a claim for support. You might need to show that you've been unable to work because of mental health issues or autoimmune conditions that you've developed as a result of prolonged abuse. So it's crucial to present this evidence in terms of the factors that your state's statute requires the judge to consider. So, for example, you can highlight the impact of your mental and physical health on your ability to earn income, linking it directly to the statutory factors that the judge must evaluate. Another example might be if you are in the middle of a custody battle, focus on the custody factors laid out in your state's laws. For example, many states have a factor that considers which parent is more likely to foster a close and continuing relationship with the other parent. If you have documentation that shows the narcissist has actively tried to maintain control over the child and take you away from your child, you have text messages, you have emails, you have whatever it is, where they've refused to co-parent with you, then you can present that. You can present summaries of that. You can present summaries of lies. You can present summaries of manipulation. Make sure you tie every piece of evidence directly to the legal standards that the judge is obligated to follow. I teach you how to do that in my programs, in my coaching programs, in my SLAY programs. By framing your arguments in the context of the law, you're speaking the judge's language. Judges make decisions based on the law. So when you present your case in these terms, you're giving them a clear path to ruling in your favor, right? Does that make sense? If that makes sense, give me a yes in the comments below. For creating real change in how narcissistic abuse is handled in the court, we need to advocate for better education for judges, number one, and legal professionals. Understanding the crucial truth about narcissistic abuse is that they have to understand it's about a series of ongoing, continuous manipulation. And that way we can change how these cases are viewed and handled. This includes implementing specialized training programs that focus on psychological abuse and manipulation tactics, encouraging judges to consult with mental health professionals who can provide insights into the psychological impact of narcissistic abuse, developing guidelines for evaluating claims of emotional and psychological abuse so that victims are given the support and protection that they need, and just addressing this critical truth so that victims are feeling heard and given the justice that they deserve. They feel supported within the system. I feel like they need to go beyond that surface level, and so that they can recognize the patterns of manipulation and control that define narcissistic abuse. It's truly an epidemic in the world at this point right now. So we all need to work more closely with mental health professionals to understand how abuse affects the victims, how it impacts the victims, and how it might manifest in negotiations, in court proceedings, and really even in the workplace as well. And then having clear guidelines, evaluating emotional and psychological abuse, and helping standardize the way these cases are handled so that victims are protected and abusers are held accountable. So if you've experienced this in a legal setting, I'd love to hear more in your comments below. Sharing your experience can help others. We can all have a community here, which is what I have built. I've built a community here. I also have a community in my Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. I would love for you to join. Find me, find our community, and also grab my free Crush My Negotiation Prep Playbook where you can get started. It's amazing. So many people have actually won their entire cases just getting started with that. It's totally free. Get that at winmynegotiation.com. Packed with tools and strategies can make a real difference for you in your case. Remember that standing up to a narcissist, especially in court, takes tremendous courage, but you are stronger than you think. You are actually stronger than the narcissist. You are actually the more courageous one. They're actually more afraid of you than you are of them. Don't you forget that. And you deserve to be heard. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be believed. And with the right strategies and the right tactics, the right tools, the right guidelines, the right templates, which I can provide for you, you will have your peace. You will have your victory. So you can turn the tide. You can reclaim your power. It can happen. So just know that it's all about control. Deep down, feeling very small inside. By presenting the real story in terms of the law, in terms of the statute, you're speaking the judge's language and setting yourself up for success. So you're not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting for justice here. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it with anybody who needs this information. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that now. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Shopify helps millions sell billions around the world through their digital courses, through their digital products, at the touch of a button, on their smartphones, on social media, however they want, including me. At shop.rebeccazung.com, you can access your store from all over the world, just the touch of a button from your smartphones. Start accepting payments. Everything you need to sell online, manage orders, and develop relationships in one place, and look fabulous doing it. Shopify is the commerce platform that is revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide, including my own, at shop.rebeccazung.com. So right now, what you need to do is sign up for a $1 a month trial period at shopify.com/bestlife, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/bestlife to take your retail business to the next level today. Shopify.com/bestlife. The next video that I want you to watch is attorney shares the best responses to false allegations. That's another one of my videos, and how to win your court case against your accusers. So make sure to check that out now. And remember to stay strong, stay empowered, and remember you are not alone. I'll see you in that next video. Remember, today's a great day to start negotiating your best life. Make sure you subscribe here, hit that bell, and I'll see you in that next video.